What's your plan when you reach your 60s or 70s? Most people work until their last day. But if you're a US citizen, you can get a pension instead. This isn't stocks or bonds or CDs. A pension's completely detached from the stock market and it's guaranteed money forever. The average pension amount is over $2,000 a month, and it could be yours in just 5 years. This is with a federal government job, and you might not think you're eligible or qualified. You don't have a special connection. You know nobody on the inside. You don't need to. I'm going to make two assumptions about you. The first is you have some sort of administrative background. You have some experience with administrative type work. This could be volunteering, this could be retail, it could be sales, military. It doesn't really matter. And the second thing is you're willing to move. Now, I might get some pushback on this because you're going to tell me that you have friends and family and you cannot move. You need to be comfortable with the idea that in order to chase better economical opportunities, higher salaries, a better future for you and your loved ones, you're going to have to move. Now, this might mean you go to a larger city, you're sleeping on a couch for the first few months. You get an Airbnb. Where are you going to get the money? Obviously, there needs to be some sort of saving campaign throughout this duration so that you can afford to make this. But you have to go where there is more opportunities. You cannot stay in Nebraska or in the foothills of Arkansas. You just can't stay there and then expect to prosper at the same time. That's not going to happen. Okay, so how do you get started? It starts on usajobs.gov. Set up an account. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. It's free. First filter you select, under the hiring path, click Open to the Public. Then I want you to go under the Series tab and click 0301 and 0303. That's going to bring up all the administrative jobs in the federal government. Next, we're going to focus on pay. Go to the Pay tab and select GS7 to GS11. That will put you at about $50,000 to $90,000 a year when it comes to salary. Now, if you have higher levels of experience, you can get a higher level salary. A lot of people, they think it's impossible to get in the federal government and start earning $100,000, $150,000, $175,000 a year. You can do it. The question is, do you have the right experience? Is it relevant for the job series? If so, apply higher. Sticking with GS7 to GS11, you're going to see over 100 open jobs. So next, we're going to filter by close date. The reason that you're doing this is so you do not miss out on any opportunities that are closing today. You might find something on there, you like it, but it closes at midnight. So you need to jump now in order to be considered at all. Now, if there are no jobs that you like in there, not a problem. Go to sleep. Go to your bed, go to sleep, wake up next day. There will be new jobs every day. The type of jobs that are on usajobs.gov, they change. All right, so let's scroll down a bit and pick this job. This is an administrative support assistant in the Department of Army. 95% of the people watching this, they're eligible for this job, but most of you will not apply to it. The reason why I know you're eligible is because it says right here, you need experience using office automation software such as Microsoft Word, Excel in order to produce documents for reports and spreadsheets, and you need experience preparing correspondence. The chances are, if you ever held an office job or even if you were in the military, you have this type of experience. But if you apply to this job announcement, does that mean you're going to get the job? Will you even get an interview? No, probably not. You need to apply in volume to jobs like this. Dozens of jobs like this. You need to consistently apply. And your biggest advocate is your resume. People don't know you. They only know what they see on that paper. So that is your biggest advocate. That's what's going to be the deciding factor if you get referred, if you get the interview. Many people, they think it's who you know, and that can help, but not as much as you think. I've looked over hundreds of resumes, and the number one thing that's consistent across all of them is they need more information. They're not telling the complete story. They're just giving you a one statement or a two-liner saying, I've done this. That is not enough. If you decide not to get a federal pension, you're going to be like the majority of Americans that are worried about their finances until their final day on earth. 85% of all jobs in this economy, they're in the private sector. You're not getting a pension in the private sector. You might get a 401k if you're lucky. And then what happens when the economy takes a downturn and we're in a recession? and what you thought you had is reduced by 30 to 40%. That's not in your plan. Let's look at some real numbers. Almost half of all Americans do not have money in retirement accounts. And out of the people who have money in retirement, 74% have less than $100,000. $100,000 is not going to last long in this economy. If you're lucky, maybe it holds you over for 2 years. And then after that, what happens? You're looking around for help. Social Security, is that going to be there? There's barely any money in it now. All the indicators show that Social Security is not going to be how it is. Now, into the future, it's not going to be the same. So that can't be your number one plan. Social Security cannot be your number one plan. Instead, look at the federal government. When it comes to their jobs, there's a three-stool approach, meaning there's 3 legs to their retirement system. The number one is the federal pension. It's over $2,000 a month. Number 2, it's your thrift savings plan. We got federal employees that have over $1 million in their thrift savings plan. And then number 3 is Social Security. Those 3 elements combined actually equate financial security for you. So what would it take for you to have a $3,000 a month pension? You would need to be a GS-13 Step 7, retire after about 23 years. The formula will look like this. 141,000 times 23 times 1.1% equals $35,000 a year. This is money on top of Social Security. Social Security, the average check right now is about $1,700 a month. So you take $3,500, you add it to $1,700, we're looking at $56,000 a year. Now that's money that you can actually pay your rent, buy foods, pay for your utilities. That's money that's going to give you more security. If you want an even larger federal pension, you could do more years in the government, or look at the federal law enforcement jobs. Their pensions are bigger. Their salaries can be a lot larger. There is an age requirement though. You have to be under 37 years old for a lot of these positions. If you're a veteran, you can be up to 40 years old. Now, the question is, when can you retire? On your average federal government job, there's 3 ages that are the most common to retire: 57, 60, and 62. Now you're going to have to factor in how many years did you do. You only have to do 5 years. Remember we talked about 5 years? That is if you withdraw your pension at 62. Now a 5-year pension, it's not that much money. It's several $100s. In the DC area, it could be $400, $500, $600 a month if you do 5 years as a GS-14 or a GS-15. So that's nothing to scoff at. It's still $400, $500, $600 a month. It could definitely help you as you enter into those retirement years. Unfortunately, if you're a younger person, you're probably not watching this video. Most people don't even consider the federal government as an employer, as an opportunity until they're in their 30s, 40s, or 50s. When they start realizing the private sector doesn't really care too much about you and they'll drop you really quick if they're not making their profits quarter over quarter, they'll just lay you off. And then they realize, well, wait a minute, who's got my best interest? Maybe I should be fully vested into one of these pension programs. If you are interested in learning more about pensions, I'm going to break it up for you. 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, to show you exactly what you can expect depending on how long you work for the federal government. If you're interested in that, I want you to watch this video next. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.